and I train at Play Movement Co in Waterloo in Sydney. My day-to-day's pretty cruisy, so I've kind of been doing my own programming now pretty much since last regionals, and it's been a massive 12 months of, I guess, changes in how I've programmed and how I've kind of approached training altogether. Got some assault bike intervals to start, so I always like to warm up with conditioning. I think it's just an easy way to get extra volume of conditioning in, and doesn't beat your body up too much. And then we've just got a couple bit of little lifting pieces. I'm just a lot more excited for training, which I guess is completely different. Like, I think for the last few years I've hated training. Like, I've just it's been a necessary evil to allow me to compete. Yeah, after last year's regionals, not qualifying for the games, I kind of took a little bit of time off training and just started jumping back in with the classes at my gym, and was actually found that I was getting, I felt heaps fitter, heaps less beat up, and I was enjoying, I would get sort of, with all the other stuff that I had going on with uni, with work, with like other odd jobs and bits and pieces, running a business, and that kind of became the thing that I would look forward to every day, fired me up to start training again. Getting through, I wanted to kind of hold 100 cal for every 5-minute block, but the first 2 rounds were okay, and then man, like, my legs just weren't working. My lungs were there, my mind was there. I hate that. I hate when you're like mentally just dialed in and you want it enough, but your body's just like, nah, not today. The lead up to regionals, I feel like it's never a really smooth road, and it never is for anyone. This year, however, my body actually feels really, really good. I don't think there's any little niggling injuries that I'm nursing that are inhibiting my ability to train. I have a recurring issue with my left knee, which just flares up, particularly when I dramatically increase the volume, which I've kind of done this week. But I've got a really solid 8-week plan that I've put together that has really high volume at the start, then kind of builds that before dropping it back down. I'm just really enjoying the opportunity that I'm giving myself this 8 weeks to try and just get in the best shape that I've ever been. And being sore is just a part of that process. I'm so used to being sore. There's 6 years of doing CrossFit now, and I'd feel weirder if I woke up and I wasn't like a little bit achy. Doing my own programming this year, I've got a variety of different reasons behind it, but one of the best things is that it makes the whole training process completely mine. I do 1,000,001 different other things outside of training, all of which I'm answerable to someone else. Yeah, it was pretty tough. Just gassy as, hey. Like, I had 5 sets written down to do, but I decided to call it at 4. Recovery time now. Big stretch. Oh, I can get some food and go see Nick the chiro, who can hopefully fix my sore knee. Believe it or not, I'm trying to be pretty dialed in with my nutrition this year, which is a first, but it's been kind of enjoyable to see benefit in that, to see that when I am eating good food, my recovery is a little bit better. So the Mexican place we're gonna go grab some food is called Zambero's. It's really, really conveniently located, a kind of stone's throw from the gym. My old man and I have always been really close. Growing up, he's been really involved in all of my sport pretty much since I was a kid. He now works for the gym as well. He's down there every day. I think it has a huge benefit on a lot of different things, like having someone that I am so close to that I'm able to just bounce ideas off from a business perspective, from a training perspective, from just a life perspective is great. How many years have you done the Open now? 3?
I think this was maybe my third. I would have liked to have gone better this year, but wasn't able to train as much.
Well, we did have the gym closed down. The old gym closed down like operate under the cover of darkness for a couple of weeks.
Yeah. You know, be eternally grateful to our members for what they did on that weekend. It was absolutely fantastic. Yeah, we're lucky to have such a good crew. And I don't know, people talk about the community in CrossFit, and that our members are living proof of that community pitching in to help us.
Nick the Chiro or Nick the Prick when he's got his factor tool into my knee. Nah, Nick's good. I go and see him at Bondi Junction just because it's closer to me. Get Nick to fix my body. Recovery is so important too, and it's something that only getting older and having been involved in the sport for as long as I have now, I'm starting to understand how seriously it needs to be taken. Oh, you're not needling me, are you?
I have to.
You could have fucking told me.
Oh, just tell you now.
I need to be completely aware of what Nick's doing with the needles, how long they're going to be staying in for, and if he's like tweaking them around, like when he's going to stop, if they're going to stay in afterwards. I used to just flat out say to Nick, don't needle me, just do ART stuff instead. But now I'll let him needle me if he thinks it's going to be more beneficial. Don't like it, but it's another form of discomfort. You got to suck it up and get through. I'm definitely, you know, between him and doing my actual recovery sort of stuff that I do, it's really, really helped with my ability to kind of build the volume like I am at the moment. That was particularly painful. I always love going to the boys, but it's good fun. So heading down to Clovelly, which is probably one of my favourite spots if I'm just going for a swim. I spent so much time on the beach growing up and worked as a lifeguard for 3 years. So I'll go down to Clovelly and go for a swim there just because it's got the concrete sort of rocks out towards the sea, which you can jump off into the ocean. But that time in the ocean is so therapeutic in so many different ways that I try to incorporate multiple swims a week. It's good. It's like a complete zone out from everything else. It's a complete disconnect from training. It's a complete disconnect from when you're in the ocean, from like technology and like phones, computers, all that sort of stuff. Like it's just, you're just there, floating around, swimming around, spend time under the water, and it's great. Just chill. Growing up as a kid and a teenager, and particularly as a young adult, I've always been a little bit all over the place mentally, and Dad's always been one of the people that I've felt that I could turn to when I was going through, you know, a rough patch. He's always just been so comfortable talking about those things that maybe would be taboo to a lot of blokes. They've always been something that I've been able to share with my father, and I think that gives us the bond that we do have, and that shows just how incredibly willing to be supportive he is. You know, he is so genuinely giving, and so, I'm gonna get emotional now. He's such a good person when it comes to other people that I think he sometimes even neglects to think about himself, because he's always just so willing to give for the people around him and the people that he cares about. And having him at the gym, and I know other people just appreciate that so much as well, because he's a pretty special dude. Pretty lucky to call him my dad. That emotional availability is something that a lot, you know, I hope to, if I have kids one day, be able to emulate with them. Having, you know, a father figure and a male role model that's always been so open to discussing and dealing with that it's invaluable. Everyone's kind of trickling in now, so I'll make the music pump while they're on their way in. Get them all ready to go. 70 strict handstand push-ups. Every time you break, 20 calorie assault bike. And then we're gonna go into a gymnastic complex on the bar of like strict chest to bars, strict pull-ups, and then kipping chest to bars. The community at play don't just support me as an athlete. They effectively support me just in life in general. You know, these are the people that I see every day. Just having a group of people that, you know, are so like-minded in so many ways and so, you know, so motivated in their own training or in their own training pursuits is inspiring. It's a source of comfort. It makes going to the gym and it makes training an enjoyable part of the day. After last year's regionals, you know, I sort of said last year would be my last year competing, and I was pretty content with the whole thing. You know, I was pretty over competition after regionals. I was pretty happy. And then off the back of that, I can't not work out. I need to train for my just mental well-being over and above anything else. So I started doing the classes again, started having fun with the crew at the gym. That I kind of just came to this point where I was like, you know what? If I make the games, sick. That's awesome. Like it's been an awesome kind of 12 months doing it. If not, I'll go to regionals the fittest and strongest that I've ever been. So whatever happens, happens. And I'll, just have been stoked with the last 12 months of training leading up to it. Guys, thanks so much for watching my video. If you like content like this and you want to see more, make sure you like and subscribe to the guys on the WOD Life.